ॐ गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वर गुरुर्साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै Om Shanti 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 Hari Om. Let there be peace, let there be peace and love amongst all the human beings of the universe. Let there be peace. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. We have started the revision of the third chapter, that is the story of Leela, wherein we have done with the first topic, that is Devi were Prapti, attainment of the boon from the goddess. So as the Almighty destined the husband dearer to the Leela, that is Padma, was no more, and as per the boons which Leela received from Padma, his soul was in the room and his body has been covered with the flowers fragmented. Now the second topic is starting, that is the early history. The goddess said. Now the question asked for the goddess was, where is my husband? So goddess has started, instead of telling where is the husband, she has started to tell Chittakash, Bhutakash, Chidakash. Chittakash, Bhutakash are empty spaces, whereas Chidakash is a solid conscious existence. Now Devi says, God says, somewhere in the sky of consciousness there is a certain hall of worldly existence. There a certain virtuous Brahmin named Vasishtha lived. So now she is telling the Purva Vrittanta. Now Leela has asked the earlier life history. So now she is staying in the sky of consciousness. So everything happens in the conscious world, that is Chidakash. There used to be a Brahmin. He's not like the person who is giving the knowledge to Rama. He's a different Vasishtha. And his wife was Arundhati, who was indeed equal to him in the character, age, and appearance. Once he saw below the king with the retinue. So this Vasishtha Brahmin has seen the king with retinue. Kingship is indeed delightful, pondered by all good fortune. When shall I also be like this? Thus did he become possessed of fancy. So everything becomes problematic because of your mind. We have seen in earlier chapter, that is origin of margin, uh, so manner of origin, wherein we have seen that the mind is only creating the problem. Mind is only creating an essence, stream of worldly life, thinking, substance, bondage, ignorance, likewise. That is a manomay jagat. It is all manomay jagat, and that's what it comes to fructify. So the wife of Vasishtha, whose death was impending, took refuge in me. Like you, she prayed to me, may the soul of my dead husband not depart from this hall. So this has also been done by this Leela in last life when she was Arundhati. It was so granted by me, and he was dead, become the king because of his former great desire. So this now Padma, he was earlier the last birth was the Vasishtha Brahmin. He remained in the same sky of consciousness and as the space of individual soul. The virtuous lady, emaciated by sorrow, casting off her body, went to her husband with a subtle body. The same thing now Leela is also doing. She has went with this subtle body there. You are only that lady. That Brahmin husband of yours has attained to the state of being a king. So now the last two births are now being told. One is Vasishtha Brahmin and Arundhati. So same story happened. Arundhati prayed the Leela, that is Saraswati Amma, and she has requested that if Vasishtha Brahmin dies, his soul should not leave this place. So she reached there, seen that, and now subsequently she become Leela, and he become the Padma because he has desired that he should become a king. Now Padma is also dead. So this is what the stage it has come. The former memory of you two, which was lost, arose in a different manner, just as the memory of the waking space arise in the dream. Today is the eighth day of the death. Just as there is no length in a space, so also there is no length in time. So time and space both are illusionary. Desha kala vastu, desh kala vastu are making our mind move here and there. So I am the son of this father. These are my years. This delusion arises here in the world after the insensibility of the death. Thus, having heard the words of goddess, Leela told Saraswati. So up till now, Saraswati Amma was telling this thing. Now, Leela is asking, Great goddess, let me to the world of Brahmin couple. Thus told, she the goddess said, become stainless by leaving the body. So if you want to do that, then you have to leave this Bhutakash and Chittakash and remain in this Bhutakash. So become of the nature of pure consciousness, free from things pursued. Having recourse to the Supreme and pure perception, we shall go together the world unlocked. So we can go to the back life provided you remain unfragmented, undivided consciousness, pure consciousness. This mental body is only subtle. By long contemplation, it has been understood with the notion of the physical by people like you. When the thinning of mental impression shall certainly arrive at your natural state, then the notion of the subtle or the spiritual will again appear in the body. So therefore, faultless lady, take efforts in shading mental impressions. When perfection is reached in this effort, you will become liberated while alive. So now Saraswati Amma is telling the sadhana to us also through this Leela. What has to be done is slowly, slowly we have to drop this vasana tanvikaram. Thinning of mental impression has to be done. How the thinning of mental impression has to be done? Every day the contemplation on the spiritual scriptural text has to be done. Every day the essence of Yogavaasishtha has to be studied. So slowly, slowly what will happen is our mind will become vasana free, thinning of this thing, and we will take efforts on the shading mental impressions. So when these mental impressions are shaded, what will happen is the mind will dissolve into the consciousness, and consciousness only will remain. So that is what been told by Saraswati Amma. And how to do that Brahma Abhyas, that we'll see in the next topic. But with this Purva Vruttanta, it is mentioned that can we stop the body identification? No. Only what we can do is we should not take it real. It is like the mirror reflection image. So real spiritual practice begins when we come out of the Bhutakash. Don't take this life very seriously, so be happy, cheerful, blissful, contented, honorable, cool, and relax. We don't have to struggle in the spiritual path. Struggle we should not, we should express happiness. One who is in Chidakash will be experiencing good and bad. He will be experiencing world, but he will not be influenced by any one of them. You will attend that if you are contemplating on it. There is nothing other than me. Everything disappears and Leela enters into the Nirvikalpa Samadhi. Hold of mind on body is slowly given up by two methods, one is by contemplation, another by pranayama. So what has to be done? We have to decide that. It is easy if you do it contemplation. It is such a subtle thing that none of the worldly experience has stopped. Only influence of them has become zero on us. So influence of that world has become zero on us. Uh, as you think that you are. If you think that you are Baddha, you are Baddha. Bhagavan Ramakrishna Paramahansa used to say, you say that I am Mukta, 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 then you are liberated. Liberated while living. If you think you are unfortunate, then you are unfortunate. So your auto suggestion has to be proper. You always say that I am on the top of the world, enjoying life. I am expressing happiness. I am the divine itself, unfragmented, undivided consciousness. So if you think you are lucky, you are lucky. Bhavana, you have to practice bhavana that I am divine. So if you have to practice, then you practice I am the divine. Why to practice small things? Body is only one of the object like other objects in the room. Then what is our position? Our position is like space. Our position, nothing is going to disturb us. In solid gold, somewhere the real Krishna is hidden. So the name and forms are imagined, and Krishna is comes out of that. That is potentiality in this pure consciousness existence. World is nothing but the magical show created by the time and space parameters. Maya kalpita desha kala kalna vaichitra chitri kritam. As space and time are endless varieties of pictures overseas, all due to the creation of Maya. This unfolding of the world from the seed is called as the play of magician. So bhavana pradhan, the whole world is in our mind. We think that this is good, that is bad, and that happens accordingly. Experience is experience. The whole world is a delusion, nothing real. So let there be disidentification of with body without death. When we are engrossed in one thing, other things automatically drops. So higher things if we are engrossed. So sense of otherness is zero, sense of duality is zero. So Leela and Saraswati Amma started moving in this consciousness. Space Chidakash after Leela has given up the body identification. Train yourself that you are divine. So this is what is a sadhana. When mind is liberated from so many impressions, that is raga, dvesha, vasana, tanvikaran takes place. Deleting likes and dislikes are vasana tanvikaran. Put all efforts to remove body identification. All efforts to remove wrong notions. So Mr. Somebody is always miserable, Mr. Nobody is always happy. Real spiritual practice is to keep our mind undisturbed under all the conditions. Let the poise not compromise under any conditions. So earlier used to become miserable because of misery or become joyful because of joy. But now when you understood realize that everything the divinity exists, so nothing should disturb your poise and you should be remaining simple and disciplined life without getting disturbed in this world. With this prayers. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tatsat Sri Ramachandra Prabhastu submitting the divine truths to the Holy Scriptures.